It's Janelle's 200th day in the house as she gets evicted from Big Brother 22. I know a lot of fans out there have really been rooting for Janelle. She is one of the best players in Big Brother history, and I know that she has a ton of fans out there. And me personally, I was really rooting for her and Kaysar to find some way to stay this week, but it just wasn't happening. For whatever reason, they have been absolutely public enemy number one in the house, and there was just nothing that they could do to guarantee their security this week. I was a little thrown by the two rogue votes that went to evict Kaysar, Danny, and Enzo. It felt maybe a little bit calculated by their side, but still very surprising, and makes you think, like, if there had been any sort of pushback against the vote, like if Day and Bay had decided to vote to evict Kaysar, all of a sudden you're extremely close to having that vote flipped. And this is one of the reasons why I just don't think players should always toe that party line when it comes to voting in the Big Brother house. If you think it's better for your game to save Janelle, then save Janelle. It doesn't matter if that vote comes back 7-4. You tried. You threw that vote out there, and you stood up. You think that because you decided to vote Janelle out and vote with the house, that the rest of the players in the house are automatically going to save you next week? No, I guarantee that Danny and Enzo aren't our two people on the block this week. Nobody cares about those rogue votes. People only care if there's an actual betrayal, and in this case this week, there just wouldn't have been. Even if that vote had flipped and Kaysar had been sent home, that doesn't change the dynamic in the house. Janelle's still public enemy number one, and she's still likely to go home this coming week. So with that said, we say goodbye to Janelle, and I think that there could be a little bit of a ratings drop come Sunday night when a lot of people's favorite player is no longer in the game and does not have a shot at coming back into the house. I just want to talk about Julie Chen Moonves for a minute here. She is really starting to show her Big Brother super fan colors. You can really tell that she is, it feels more than other seasons, but Julie is deeply invested in this game. Like, she's excited to reveal all these information, like that, about the alliances and who the votes were, even more so than other seasons. And I don't know if she's just more invested in the game this season or what's going on, but I really enjoy seeing that from Julie. It makes these live shows that much more enjoyable, and I really appreciate anytime any sort of event is hosted by someone who is a true fan. I think you get a lot more passion and enjoyment from that person just because they are even that much more invested. All right, let's talk about our big gameplay move that happened today, and that is David just arbitrarily trying to blow up Tyler's game. What a terrible player. You know, I've been questioning why is he even in the house? You know, why did he get invited back for this season of All-Stars? He is a player who before this season never even lasted long enough to make it to a competition. He was out night one on his season, went out the door. He got to stay for some battle back thing, which he also lost, and that's his Big Brother career. That is not an All-Star. You know, if you want to have a season that justifies having David back, have a season of 16 losers. Have a season, it's 16 people who got voted out night one. Let's bring back Jody. Let's bring back David. Let's make a season to see if they can hack it in Big Brother. I would be interested in that, but on a season when it's all-stars, he's not an all-star, doesn't deserve to be there, and you could see by his play today him blowing up the game of the one person who really had his back in the game, even burning that bridge a little bit further with Davon and Bayleigh. He just isn't hacking it, can't hang, and we even heard that out of his own mouth tonight, that maybe he's not as good as at this game as he thought he was going to be. I don't know what the fallout of that situation is going to be. I'm not viewing it as life-altering, alliance-altering as they tried to play it up to be, but it's something that is definitely going to sit in the back of everyone's mind that, Cody and Tyler, they're not really totally working with Davon and Bayleigh. And I think that Davon and Bayleigh already sort of knew that. They already probably knew that they were on the outs of the Slick Six. They're on the bottom end of that. And they're just going to have to form some different bonds moving forward. All right, our HOH, we got left with a cliffhanger. I think we all knew that was going to happen tonight. But I did notice that Kaysar did win his heat of the first leg of the HOH. So he will be competing in the finale of the HOH. And it looked like he won by a pretty significant margin. So maybe there's a chance that he can win the HOH and really send some ripples through that house. And I would really appreciate seeing that because, one, it just seems like Kaysar is a very good person. Everything I've seen, whether it's his interactions with Janelle or any of the other house guests, even his speech tonight, he just seems like a nice person that you would want to go get to know, want to spend time with. And I would love for him to get that power to see if he can start to develop some sort of relationships, alliances within the house to get far in this game and potentially create some opposition for the Cody, Tyler, whatever you want to call it. There's other people in that alliance, but it's all about Cody and Tyler right now, and I don't see that side of the house changing anytime soon. All right, that is it for eviction night. Goodbye, Janelle. We all love you, and we're very disappointed to see you headed out the door. And let's get some interesting stuff happening in this house. I want things to get spiced up. I don't want someone in power to keeping that power this week. I want things to get shaken up, and let's see what happens when our power alliance starts to see their first bits of adversity. All right, I'm out. I'll see you all again Sunday night. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you later.